Hello everybody, welcome to Shaun Academy. We are glad that you have arrived here today to take part in this course that we will be discussing. In this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics called lean manufacturing. Lean manufacturing will be a critical component to your company's success to reduce waste in your manufacturing system without sacrificing productivity. One of the cool things about lean manufacturing is that once you've mastered and developed a lean thinking mindset, you'll notice the positive effects it can have in your personal life. Before we go any further, let us know in the comments below if you'd like us to make a long and detailed course on lean manufacturing. Based on the response that we get from you guys here, we will then create a follow-up video introducing the course that you can get by going to learn@shaunacademy.com. We'll include a link to the course in the description and in the comments below. First and foremost, before we delve into the details, we'll go over the fundamentals for anyone here who is unfamiliar with the lean manufacturing methodology. In practice, lean manufacturing is a method of reducing waste in a manufacturing system while maintaining productivity. What is valuable is defined by the customers in terms of what they're willing to pay for the product or service. What add values become clear through lean management by eliminating or minimizing everything that does not add value. So in essence, the goal here is to get rid of anything that isn't contributing to the bottom line. At the same time, we want to ensure that any waste we eliminate has no negative impact on the quality of the production. So the best way to think about this is to think of it as cutting corners while preserving the integrity of the manufacturing system. Idle workers and unused materials that cannot be recycled or repurposed are the two most common types of waste that are likely to occur in your manufacturing system. So as a lean thinker, we want to look at the manufacturing system and look for ways to essentially cut corners while preserving product quality. Let's go over the 8 manufacturing waste that can occur in your product line. The first one is transportation. Any material movement that does not directly support instant production is defined as transportation waste. Poor facility layout, poor production planning, and poor scheduling can all result in transportation waste. Another example is inefficient workplace organization, which leads to unnecessary extra material transport. Simply put, if transportation is not properly evaluated, it can contribute to waste in your business. A poor facility layout, for example, can result in time wasted when moving products from point A to point B. When evaluating transportation, you want to ask yourself, how can we increase the speed of the manufacturing system? How can we organize everything in such a way that things move more efficiently from point A to point B? This requires a closer examination of your product line. For example, in the factory, materials required for production should be readily available at the production location, and materials should not be handled twice or 3 times. Developing a U-shaped production line, creating flow between processes, and not overproducing work in process items are some of the mitigation strategies you can use for eliminating transportation waste. The second thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is inventory. Inventory waste is defined as any supply that exceeds the process requirements required to produce goods or services on a just-in-time basis. Inaccurate forecasting systems, inefficient processes or suppliers, long changeover times, unbalanced production processes, or poor inventory planning and tracking are all causes of inventory waste. It can be difficult to consider excess inventory as waste because inventory is treated as an asset in accounting and suppliers frequently offer discounts for bulk purchases. Having more inventory that is required to maintain a steady flow of work, on the other hand, can lead to problems such as product defects or damaged materials, increased lead time in the manufacturing process, and inefficient capital allocation. Excess inventory can result from over-purchasing, overproduction of work in process, or production of more products than the customer requires. Excess inventory makes it difficult to detect product-related problems because defects accumulate before they are discovered. As a result, more effort will be required to correct the flaws. Inventory waste can include not only valued goods, but also in other situations such as files waiting to be worked on in the office, customers waiting to be served, unused database records, or outdated files. Manufacturing inventory waste can include broken equipments, more finished products than needed, excess materials filling up workspace, and finished goods that cannot be sold. Some mitigation strategies you can use to achieve successful lean manufacturing includes purchasing raw materials only when they are necessary and in the quantities required, minimizing buffers between production stages, and establishing a waiting line system to prevent overproduction. The third thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is motion. Any unneeded movement of people, equipment, or machinery is considered waste in motion. Examples of this include walking, lifting, reaching, bending, stretching, and moving. Excessive motion tasks should be remodeled to improve employee performance and increase health and safety levels. Manufacturing motion waste includes repetitive movements that contributes no value to the customer, such as reaching for materials, walking to get a tool or materials, and reorienting a component after it has been installed. Making sure the work area is well arranged, placing equipment near the production location, and putting materials in an adjustable position to reduce stretching and straining are some motion mitigation strategies. The fourth thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is waiting. Waiting waste includes two types of waste. 1. People who are waiting for materials or equipment, and 2. Idle equipment. Waiting time is frequently caused by inconsistencies in production stations, which can lead to excess inventory and overproduction. Waiting waste in a manufacturing facility can include waiting for materials to arrive, waiting for the precise instruction to begin manufacturing, and having limited capacity equipment. Some waiting-related mitigation strategies you can use include developing processes to ensure ongoing or single-piece flow, leveling out the workload through the use of standardized work instructions, and constructing flexible multi-skilled workers who can quickly adjust to changing work demands. The fifth thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is overproduction. Overproduction occurs when a product or a component of a product is manufactured before it is requested or required. When there is idle worker or equipment time, it may be tempting to produce as many products as possible. Nevertheless, rather than producing products only when they are needed with the just-in-time ideology, the just-in-case way of working causes a slew of issues such as disrupting the workflow, increasing storage costs, hiding defects within the work-in-process item, entailing more capital spending to fund the production chain, and requiring excessive lead time. Furthermore, overproduction of a product increases the likelihood that the product or quantities of products produced exceeds the customer's requirements. Manufacturing overproduction entails producing more products than is required through a push production system or producing products in larger batch sizes than are required. Overproduction can be dealt with in three ways. For starters, using a takt time ensures that the rate of manufacturing between stations is consistent. Secondly, reducing setup times allowing for the production of small batches or single-piece flow. Thirdly, using a pull or Kanban system allows you to control the amount of work in progress. The sixth thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is overprocessing. Overprocessing is defined as doing more work, adding more components, or having more steps in a product or service than the customer requires. In manufacturing, this could include using higher precision equipment than is necessary, using components with capabilities beyond what is required, performing more analysis than is necessary, over-engineering a solution, modifying a component after it has already been installed, and having more functionalities in a product than is required. A simple way to combat overprocessing is to understand the work demands from the customer's perspective. Always start with the customer in mind, produce to the level of quality and expectation that the customer desires, and make only the quantities required. The seventh thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is defects. Defects occurs when a product is deemed unfit for use. This usually leads to the product being reconfigured or scrapped. Both outcomes are wasteful because they add additional cost to the operation while providing no value to the customer. Here are 4 mitigation strategies for defects. First, you want to begin by identifying and concentrating on the most common defects. Second, create a process for detecting abnormalities and do not allow any defective items to pass through the manufacturing process. Third, redesign the process so that it does not result in defects. And finally, standardize work to ensure a constant, defect-free manufacturing process. The eighth thing we want to look for in order to achieve lean manufacturing is unutilized talent. The waste of unutilized talent refers to the practice of not utilizing or engaging employees in a process. Employees may perform unnecessary work when their talents could be better utilized in activities that add more value, or processes may fail to utilize employees' critical thinking, abilities, and feedback. Unutilized talent also includes allowing employees to work in silos, which inhibits them from sharing their knowledge. The core of lean manufacturing is eliminating these 8 wastes from a manufacturing value stream. As a lean thinker, you want to focus on creating processes that makes these wastes visible so that they can be resolved and improvements can be made right away. And that concludes this course on lean manufacturing, the road to business success. Thank you for taking part in this course here, and we hope that you learned a lot as a result. If you find this video useful, please click the like button as well as the subscribe button to receive more valuable content that will help you grow personally and financially.